Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we have information about several upcoming events taking place here at the East Brunswick Public Library, including the Disability Awareness Fair, as Barbara Reese sits down in studio with representatives to talk about the event. Then we speak with Patrolman Craig Hoover about how the East Brunswick Police Department is cracking down on traffic safety and enforcement. We check out what Frost Elementary School has planned for their upcoming 50th anniversary, and we'll visit the Old Bridge Historic section of town to see what spooky events they have in preparation for Halloween. All this and more, so stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. We're very fortunate today to be with two wonderful ladies who volunteer here in town. We have Leslie Rubenstein, who's the president of the Learning Disabilities Association of New Jersey. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
And we also have Audrey Weiner, who's on the East Brunswick Special Ed Parent Advisory Board. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we're talking today about an event that you're working on together. It's a joint effort between three different organizations, and you'll tell us more about that. And it's a Disability Awareness Fair coming up in October. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what we're hoping to see there at the fair.
Well, there's going to be about 25 vendors representing different disabilities. And so we're hoping that a lot of people will be coming to see the different vendors. Primarily, we're hoping that parents who are looking for information will come and meet vendors. We're also hoping that professionals will come and also learn more about the different areas of disability. And most important, we're hoping community members will come because we want people to also know that we're talking about people and not necessarily disability labels, because behind every label is a person. This whole thing actually started because Audrey and I met at the library a few months ago with the hope of making people more aware about the need for more jobs to be available to people with disabilities. And as we were talking, the idea kind of was born to do a disability awareness fair. And since we were sitting at the library at the time, it seemed like a great place to do such an event. So that's kind of how the whole thing came into being.
So it's a co-sponsorship between your organization and the library and East Brunswick Public School System.
That's correct.
Well, that's a fabulous partnership. Now tell me a little bit, Audrey, you have some wonderful speakers coming down to be at the fair to inform people. Tell us a little bit about those speakers.
Ann Ford and John Richard Thompson are our keynote speakers. And Ann Ford has a child with learning disabilities herself, so she's written 4 books. Primarily, they've been about her own child's disability and growing up and the things that her family has gone through. Her latest book is actually about the other child, her typical children, and how they're affected by it and how you can help them so that they don't feel like everything is about the learning disability, but how it affects the whole household. And John Richard Thompson is a playwright and a co-author, and they work together. They're very lovely people, very personal and interactive and informative mostly. They have done another event for us, and they were fabulous speakers, filled with information for people. And so they're going to talk about her latest book, The Forgotten Child, and we'll have a question and answer and a book signing at the end.
So now this is a free event, as I understand.
Yes, it is.
And tell us the details. When is it taking place and what time? And
It's going to be Sunday, October 18th, right here at the library from 2 to 5.
And so they have ability to hear the speaker as well as to walk around to the different vendors.
Absolutely.
And collect information. Now, it was interesting, I was reading a little bit about the event, and the Learning Disabilities Association had a quote which I liked. It said, "Individuals live with their disability but should not be defined by them." Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
You know, we tend to focus so much on the disability aspect, and people have strengths, and it's so important to focus in on those strengths because everybody can make a contribution to society, and I think it's up to the community at large to figure out how to make that happen. So we need more training, we need more coaching, and we need more jobs in general. Very often, disabilities aren't so obvious. There are many hidden disabilities. You don't, especially when it comes to learning disabilities, which this fair is much more than just about learning disabilities. But when it comes to a learning disability, you can look at someone and you can't really tell that they have a learning disability, and yet they might need some minor accommodation to be more successful at their jobs. So ultimately, I think our main goal is to make people more aware, but also to help people in general be able to lead successful, productive lives.
And it seems that sometimes it may be a minor accommodation that would make all the difference.
Oh, absolutely. It could be something as a special chair, or maybe they need a little bit more time to get a task done. So if it's not necessarily a deadline-related task, then a little bit more time is really a minor accommodation.
And if I was a parent and my child had been recently diagnosed with a learning disability, why would this conference or why would this fair be helpful to them, Audrey?
There's going to be a lot of vendors with so many different kinds of information to hand out. Transition, getting started in school and what to ask for, the things you should be looking for. There's all different kinds of information, all different kinds of vendors for all different disabilities.
So one of the really nice vendors that's a little unusual is a young man who started an organization to help both people with and without disabilities socialize together. So he's going to be one of the vendors there. So there really is a wide array of resources for parents, both people starting out in the process and people who are already in the process.
So it sounds like a really great place to either get started and learn more, or if you have a knowledge base already, to learn more.
Absolutely.
And recreation as well. So there's all different kinds of things that they can learn.
Oh, East Brunswick Recreation will be there as well.
Well, and Top Soccer and Best Buddies.
Oh, wonderful.
All different kinds of different athletic
So many good
opportunities.
organizations that here in town that do work with kids with special needs, and maybe some parents are not aware of.
Absolutely.
Well, we thank you. Let's review again the particulars so people know where and when. It's October the 18th. That's a Sunday, correct?
Correct.
And here at the library.
Yes.
And the hours again for us?
It's 2 to 5.
2 to 5. So, and it's free to come in. And
Absolutely free.
what a resource. Thank you so much. I know you're both volunteers. We're very thankful for all the work that you do in making this event possible, and we're thankful to the library as well for hosting this fabulous event.
Thank you so much.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you at the fair.
If you have noticed an increase in traffic enforcement throughout East Brunswick and wondered why, today we'll be speaking with Patrolman Craig Hoover of the Police Department's Community Policing Unit to find out more about their approach to problem-oriented traffic enforcement details within the township. Officer Hoover, can you elaborate on why the police department is focusing on traffic enforcement in the upcoming months?
Well, in response to the recent increase in motor vehicle crashes involving serious bodily injuries and fatalities, officers assigned to the East Brunswick Police Department's Special Operations Section will again conduct problem-specific enforcement details in an attempt to reduce the amount of crashes currently being experienced by the township. These specific enforcement campaigns originally began in the spring of 2013 with the concept of fostering public awareness with regards to the reduction of motor vehicle crashes caused by aggressive and distracted driving based on serious accidents occurring in the township.
And in the article the police department distributed, it spoke about zero tolerance. Can you expand on the meaning of this?
Sure. The Zero Tolerance Enforcement Program specifically targets violations that are deemed hazardous to public safety, such as speeding, careless driving, signal violations, failing to yield to pedestrians, DWI, etc. It means if a violation observed, you're going to be stopped for the violation.
Some of the recent motor vehicle accidents have involved pedestrians. What can we do to remind motorists to make them more aware of pedestrian laws?
Motorists are reminded to stop for pedestrians in a marked crosswalk or unmarked crosswalk at intersections and must remain stopped until the pedestrian has finished crossing. If the roadway is multiple lane roadway, motorists should never pass a vehicle stopped at a crosswalk, especially if the passing vehicle is at a high rate of speed. Motorists stopping for crosswalks on a multi-lane highway should leave room enough so as to not obstruct the view of the crosswalk from other drivers. Motorists should also be cautious when traveling in and around special hazard areas such as schools, bus stops, playgrounds, or parks, and should be ready to quickly stop in the case a pedestrian may suddenly appear from between parked vehicles. Now, pedestrians, on the other hand, are also reminded that they're to obey pedestrian traffic control systems at intersections if they're present and cross only when advised. Pedestrians and joggers should jog off the roadway and on sidewalks when available and should make every effort to run facing oncoming traffic. During the evening hours, pedestrians should also wear clothing that's visible and reflective. Remember, the rule is always yield to pedestrians.
Can you inform viewers about the Move Over law, which I read about?
The New Jersey Move Over law was initially established in 2009. It requires motorists who are approaching stationary emergency vehicles, to include tow trucks, maintenance vehicles, or other service vehicles displaying a flashing or blinking light, to change lanes if permitted into a lane not adjacent to the authorized vehicle. If the lane change is not permissible or unsafe, motorists must reduce speed to a reasonable speed under the speed limit and be prepared to stop if necessary.
Is there a specific place these traffic enforcement programs will take place within the township?
The enforcement locations will be random throughout the township, and plainclothes operations will be utilized at various dates and times. This is an ongoing approach by the East Brunswick Police Department in order to proactively reduce serious injuries and fatalities due to motor vehicle crashes within the township. It's our intention that by educating our township residents and making them aware of the current trends in the township, everyone will take an active part in driving with safety in mind.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. We're here at Frost to celebrate a very special anniversary, the school's 50th anniversary. And as a proud parent and PTA president, this is a special story for me. Come join us to learn all about this very important date. Well, thank you for joining us here today, Mrs. Payette. It's a wonderful day for Frost, the 50th anniversary.
Very exciting day for Frost School. We're going to be celebrating our 50th anniversary from 4 to 7, and we're very excited. Everybody behind the scenes has been working very hard to make this a great event. There will be a range of fun things to do. There will be bouncy houses for the kids. There'll be games, perhaps photo booths, places to purchase mementos from the day. We'll be selling 50th anniversary t-shirts, frostware. So come on out and bring your families, bring your friends. It's a free event. So if you don't choose to purchase anything, you can still come and participate, have a piece of cake to celebrate, and just enjoy the day with the community.
Well, back in the fall of 1991, we had the kids for our 25th anniversary come up with the idea of burning a time capsule on the property. And we thought in the 50th anniversary, we would dig it up. And we're coming up to the 50th this coming school year, where we are right now.
And what kind of items, do we know what kind of items are in the time capsule?
The principal at the time was Dr. Ken Burnett, and he asked each homeroom class to come up with one item to place in the capsule. There's only 2 or 3 people that are still around in our building who are from that time period. I've been here 28 years. So I know my students at that time made a movie. Hopefully we have a working VHS player that can play the movie. We'll see what's in there. I know the kids also put some activities that they were doing in 5th grade at the time. As to what else is in there, it's going to be a mystery.
Well, I have so many special memories. It would take a long time to tell all of them to you. But when I mentioned the courtyard, we started the courtyard with some Rutgers students, and before the courtyard was even closed in, when we put some of the trees that are still standing there today. And the courtyard has evolved through the years to be, again, a very special place. As a matter of fact, one of my first grade students, who is now a very successful young man, actually did the first work on the courtyard, developed the pond out there and some of the initial plantings. A lot of other things have developed here through the years, so no matter where you turn, there's something special at Frost School.
So your kids attend Frost School and you've lived in East Brunswick your whole life. How does it feel to see Frost at 50 years old?
So I didn't go to Frost growing up, but it is amazing to see this school turn 50 years old, and hard to believe that it actually has been here. I was born and bred in East Brunswick, and I'm still here, and I think it's a great place to raise kids, which is why I am still here. And I do feel like my kids have a very, very special opportunity to be able to celebrate this with this school. So we have raised money and are continuing to raise money through many fundraising efforts to help with this 50th anniversary celebration. One thing that we are doing for the students is bringing in a game show sort of assembly in the afternoon that will also be at nighttime. And what the students are going to be able to do is answer questions as if they're in a real game show, and it's going to be a lot of fun for them. And we have raised money so we can do this for the students during the day.
Well, for the 50th anniversary, we're actually taking all of the years that Frost has been in existence and laying them out in a timeline through the beds. So the first bed will be 1965, and it'll represent what was going on in the world in 1965, as well as the opening of Frost School. So in the bed, there might be 1965, the Academy Award went to The Sound of Music. So underneath the Sound of Music placard, there'll be Edelweiss to go along with it. 1975, the Vietnam War ended. So the children have painted rocks and are going to form them into a peace sign.
So they're unique symbols related to that decade.
That decade and things that happened here at Frost when we had new principals, when teachers retired, when we became a blue ribbon school or a star school, that'll all be represented on the Decades Tour.
So, Mrs. Lindsay, I understand that we have some special gifts for the community to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Frost.
Yes, we do. We thought it would be a good idea for the students to give back to our community. So we've picked several organizations in and around East Brunswick that we're going to be collecting gifts for. In preschool and kindergarten, we're working with the library for a program called Books to Keep, where we're asking them to bring in new or gently used books. In first grade, we're working with the animal shelter to bring in supplies that they're in need of. And second grade is working with a food bank to bring in Thanksgiving items.
So, and the third graders at Frost are going to be collecting for children at Robert Wood Johnson Children's Hospital. And our fourth graders are going to be collecting school supplies for families in need that'll be distributed through United Way. And our fifth graders are collecting supplies for the armed forces through a program called Operation Stars and Stripes.
Frost itself has been a magical place for a lot of the students here. Why did you want to come back and give back to the school?
Frost Elementary School has some of my best childhood memories, Kayla too, and we just really wanted to do something that left our mark on the school so we could come back and show that we were able to give back when they gave us so much. Frost Elementary School was our foundation. We were here up until 5th grade, me, my sister, my brother who just graduated Frost Elementary School. So to have our name here and be able to say that we can inspire future generations of Frost alumni, it's a real privilege.
It took us a total of 84 hours to finish this mural, about 7 weeks. And it was actually convenient for us, though, because we were counselors at the day camp at Frost. So every day after camp, we would just come and work on the mural for a couple hours every day. So it took us a very long time, but now that it's complete, it doesn't feel so long. First, I'd like to thank Miss Albert for giving us a lot of paint because she had a lot of leftover paint that she gave us, and that helped us a lot with painting the mural. And also Ms. Rosenberg, who was our art teacher when we went to Frost Elementary School. So she really inspired us both to get into art, and that's how it all really started. Mm-hmm.
Now, for those who are interested to come down to Frost School for this celebration, tell us a little bit about the particulars, the date, the time, and location.
Well, the event's going to take place on Friday, October the 9th from 4 to 7 p.m. We welcome everybody from the community, present students and families, past students and families. Anybody who isn't even a part of Frost School but just lives in the community is welcome to come. It should prove to be a very fun event. We have a lot going on.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. So I hope that you can join us for this very important occasion. The community portion of the event is from 4 to 7 p.m. at Frost School. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, my name is Rich Walling, and I am a lifelong resident of East Brunswick Township, and we are in the Old Bridge Historic District, and it was a small settlement dating back to the late 1600s, and it's an area filled with history, historic sites, and lots of past neighbors. Every Saturday in the month of October, we'll be meeting at the Little Pocket Park at Costman Street here in the Old Bridge District and going on a ghostly tour of the neighborhood. Well, the ghostly tour is essentially stories that have happened to folks, including myself, with the very, very large amount of paranormal activities down here in the village. Everything from seeing apparitions to doors banging on their own, bright white lights when there was no other reason for that to happen in the home of a woman who had been murdered in the early 1900s. It combines both the history of the area, our neighbors of previous generations, because after all, we at one time will be a previous generation also for future ones coming up, and also a little bit of the thrill-seeking. Everybody likes the experience of having strange circumstances happen in the middle of the night, and you'll all be a part of that on these ghostly tours of the Old Bridge Historic District. The program is geared to everybody and anybody. It's wheelchair and stroller friendly. There's nothing overly graphic, nothing overly spooky about it. So it's really a family activity. It's an activity for everybody who wants to have a little bit of a paranormal experience, and B, who want to learn a little bit more about their hometown community. Tours will be on the first 4 Saturdays in October, beginning at 8:30 p.m. at the Pocket Park at the corner of Cosman Street and Main Street, and also the last Friday of October, which happens to be Mischief Night, and we won't be getting into any mischief unless the spirits want to deem otherwise. The tours will be about an hour to an hour and a half long, $8 per person, and a portion of the proceeds will be going towards the Old Bridge Fire Department, itself established back in the early 1900s and celebrating over 100 years of community service to the residents of Old Bridge Village and East Brunswick Township. For folks who want more information, they can go to Facebook. It's East Brunswick Ghost Walk on Facebook, and the website for the group is njghostorg.com. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. If you want a ghoulishly good time, if you want to learn a little bit more about the community, learn a little bit more about the past neighbors of ours, you're very welcome to come out and have a great time.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hosick, and I invite you to attend one of our many upcoming October events at the East Brunswick Public Library. All are open to the public. On Sunday, October 4th at 1:30 p.m., come enjoy the annual Harper's Escape concert featuring 24 Harpers. On Monday, October 12th at 7 p.m., join the Cookbook Club and bring an international dish and its recipe to share. On Thursday, October 22nd at 7 p.m., Frank Russo will discuss the research for his book, The Cooperstown Chronicles, which follows the lives of the most colorful personalities in baseball. On Tuesday, October 27th at 7 p.m., Dr. Bruno Fang and Ellen Levine will give a presentation about exciting trends in cancer immunotherapy. Registration is required. For more information, please call 908-658-5400. To learn about our many other upcoming events, such as coloring book classes, meditation and Zen workshops, crafting classes, and more, visit ebpl.org/calendar or follow us on social media. We hope to see you in October.
Hello, I'm Karen Parry, Manager of Information Services at the library. Are you still paying for your favorite magazines each month at the newsstand or grocery store? Well, I'm excited to tell you that the library just renewed our contract with Zinio e-magazines, but with a fresh and exciting selection of many new titles. Now you can read some of the hottest magazines for free through the library's website with Zinio e-magazines. You'll find such titles as The New Yorker, Bon Appetit, Cosmopolitan, Vanity Fair, Glamour, Vogue, Everyday with Rachel Ray, Forbes, Wired, Kiplinger's Personal Finance, a total of 40 of the most popular magazines. To get started, Simply go to the library's main website at www.ebpl.org. Scroll down and click on the Zinio icon at the bottom of the page. Next, click on the link or the Zinio for Libraries logo to go to our East Brunswick Public Library Zinio page. Click on Create a New Account in the top right-hand corner. You will need to enter your 14-digit library card number to verify that you are a cardholder. Next, it will ask for your first name, last name, and email. You will then have the option to choose a password. Next, click on the blue button that says Create an Account, and you will now be able to enjoy all the publications the library has to offer. Magazines can be streamed online and read instantly on your PC or Mac, or read offline on your phone or tablet by downloading the Zinio for Libraries app for iPad, Android, and other devices. This way you can read your favorite magazines just by opening up the app wherever you go. So create your Zinio account today and bring our library newsstand of magazines into your home, or carry your favorite e-magazines with you wherever you go. And the best part is that the magazines never expire. They're yours to keep. So get going today with Zinio e-magazines, another way to enjoy your favorite magazines, all made easier with the ease and convenience of technology.